Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and it's time for a review of the new Father John Misty record, God's Favorite Customer. Let's get into it. The American indie folk rock artist is back with his fourth full-length LP release under the name of Father John Misty, also known as Josh Tillman, and Josh has been known for putting out one solid record after another in the 2010s. The newest record, God's Favorite Customer, follows up the ambitious opus of Pure Comedy, which only came out 1 year ago. Pure Comedy was my first experience hearing Josh Tillman's music, as it was introduced to me by the Melon himself, Anthony Fantano, along with Tillman's previous stint with Fleet Foxes as their drummer. Before this record released, I also made sure to check out the older catalog of Father John Misty as well. Expressing his musical endeavors under a folk rock genre with extreme wit and pretentiousness, Josh Tillman has taken flack from some critics to be someone who is very introspective and grandiose in their art form, in addition to his sarcastic tone. However, I feel that this weakness is actually Josh's biggest strength, especially when he's self-aware of that in his approach of his inventive songwriting. So what do we get from Tillman's follow-up to the masterpiece of Pure Comedy? Well, as expected, even with the quick turnaround in the writing and the recording of this album, I'm not let down at all. There is a good mixture of slow piano ballads full of depressing and brutally honest lyrics, as well as some slightly upbeat songs that still scream vulnerability. All of this while cutting some of the fat from the runtime, making things a bit more concise, quick and to the point, cutting in half from the previous Father John Misty project. Before mentioning some highlights, the concept of God's Favorite Customer is unavoidable in its analysis, as Tillman has gone on to call this a heartache album, stemming from a life-changing event where Tillman lived in a hotel for 2 months plagued with suicidal thoughts. Knowing that, Tillman does not hold back from inserting some meta-analysis of his life over the past year as he intelligently crafts the song Mr. Tillman. With elements of pitched percussion, piano, and meandering bass, Tillman sings his verses from the perspective of a hotel worker and then switches to his own identity in the chorus, where we get a deeper chaotic view of the artist's mind. With the song Mr. Tillman being sandwiched between the extremely captivating cuts of Hangout at the Gallows and Just Dumb Enough to Try, this album finds a creative way to let the audience observe Tillman's struggles in getting assistance from friends and loved ones, while also displaying his tangle with writing love songs. Throughout the opening minutes of this record, Tillman alludes to religion and politics, but the only thing holding these songs back from being as descriptive as the last record is the shorter and more concise runtime. Notably on Just Dumb Enough to Try, the steady drums steal the show with snare hits on the on and off beats, with an incredible fuzz guitar solo in the instrumental bridge. The song Date Night sees Josh Tillman mock the ladies' man archetype portrayed in movies and sprinkles in some more religious nods to him being the second coming over top of this heavily panned mix of drums and acoustic guitar. The song beautifully encapsulates the ideas of reluctance, fame, and skepticism all at once over top of this upbeat folk rock jam. The song Please Don't Die sees Tillman sing from the perspective of his wife and how she sees his absurd delusions as a threat to her husband's life. An interesting concept, yes, but I feel that this is all that the song has to offer on top of the beautiful harmonica use. I feel that the song structure, especially the falsettos in the chorus, just feel a little too familiar, almost being sung in the same delivery as Ballad of a Dying Man from Pure Comedy. The Palace is the most personal and shockingly heartbreaking track on this record, as its title refers to Josh's hotel in which he stayed for 2 months. Alternating between major and minor chord progressions, this piano-driven cut gives the listener a sense of instability of whether or not Tillman will receive the help he needs from his dismal state of health. Also giving the audience an inside look at the marital issues that push Tillman to the brink, The Palace is a slow, brooding track that needs to be heard in the same reflective, melancholic state of mind in order to be fully enjoyed. Except for the humorous throw-in lyric about Tillman getting a pet and naming him Jeff. The title track on this record also leaves a hole in the listener's heart, as it sees Tillman lean on his past history with religion in order to achieve a type of sanctuary from his current rough patch of mental instability. Gorgeously showcasing harmonica and a highlight in the haunting vocals from Wise Blood, God's Favorite Customer gives the listener a deeper glimpse of Tillman's desire to be heard by God, bordering on derivative since 21 Pilots had the same approach in their song Trees on the record Vessel. However, I feel that Father John Misty does a decent enough job to make this song's narrative something new and exciting. This album closes off with strokes of maturity and positivity, as Father John Misty makes his wife know that she is often given a disservice during Tillman's personal writing about their relationship. In addition to this, Tillman also comments on losing people around him while gaining an optimistic mindset of thinking of people more fondly compared to his more cynical approach on pure comedy. So overall, the last two songs do leave a nice positive message, also leaving me itching to know more about Tillman's future lyrical content in his discography. Unfortunately, instrumentally and musically, the last two songs on this record are the most forgettable, frustrating, and tedious on the album, as they stay too safe and minimal. Between the simplistic melodic structures, underwritten lyrics, and lack of character, I feel like it's harder to empathize with the closing sentiments on this record compared to the weary deliveries on previous tracks like The Palace. Overall, Father John Misty's newest record stunningly hits on all cylinders for the first 8 songs on the track listing, while expanding the instrumental palette with beautiful waves of harmonica, a nice guest vocal feature from Wiseblood, creative use of a fuzz effect on the guitar while throwing in some tasteful drumming patterns. While conceptually flawless, God's Favorite Customer loses its creative steam towards the end of the record, as it offers some of Josh Tillman's most underwhelming slugs of songs that are hard to sit through in order to understand the resolution in the story. So overall, I'm feeling an 8 out of 10 on this project, a little step down in quality from its predecessor, but I'm still a huge fan who will cherish this release, while also looking forward to the next one. Keep in mind that God's Favorite Customer did just come out only a year after the Odyssey of Pure Comedy, so with more time, I feel that Tillman should make a more striking and special return. So yeah, this album is still an excellent starting point for newcomers, and I recommend for you to check it out if you want to get a better understanding of the unique sound of Father John Misty without having to go through the monster of pure comedy. So yeah, sound off down below in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking of the new Father John Misty project, God's Favorite Customer. Agree or disagree, I'm here to engage with you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. My name is Jeff. And as always, have a rocking day. Thanks for watching.